Clinton over her use of a private email server. House Republicans Monday issuing subpoenas to technology firms that had some involvement with Clinton servers. They have until September 9th to turn over all related documents to congressional investigators. Greta Van Susteren is anchor of On the Record here on the Fox News channel and joins us live for more. All right, Greta, what do you make of these subpoenas? You know the legalities that go on here. Do these companies, you think, comply or fight back?
Well, they're going to fight back. Of course, you always fight a subpoena, but, it's very interesting that the House Republicans want this, and frankly, I don't blame them for wanting them. There's some politics involved in this, as you very well know, Shannon. But look, emails keep surfacing since we were told that the whole universe of emails are out there. Look at the almost 15,000 documents and emails that the FBI has come up with, and we just learned about yesterday. So it does seem a little bit sort of fair play, to be curious. And naturally, there is a lot of politics involved with this, but Secretary Clinton, she's created this problem for herself.
What do you make of her last night on late night TV, laughing about it and saying, I feel embarrassed that my emails are so boring?
Well, she knows that a lot of people who might be watching that show aren't watching the news during the day and during the evening and may see the more serious discussion about these emails and the fact that they're classified. So naturally she's trying to reach a different audience. We saw that President Obama very effectively did that in the last race. He'd appear on Ellen DeGeneres, which is a different audience, and it's a great show, different audience, and so that's what she's trying to do. She's making a joke about it, but frankly, a lot of people don't think it's particularly funny. And she might worry about it come time for the debate. She's going to have to answer the question about those emails that she's not answering in press conferences. She hasn't had a press conference since December, and so these are questions she will face at the debate.
Yeah, you and I have plenty of questions for her. We would love to see a press conference. In the meantime,
I got plenty for. It'd be wonderful to have both of them on the stage, side by side, where you really do have a controlled environment and get answers. That's going to be fascinating.
It will be. All right. In the meantime, Donald Trump is not letting this issue go. A lot of people say he's smart to focus on it. Right. While it's bubbling up in the headlines right now, here is a bit of what he's had to say about what he thinks should happen in this case.
The amounts involved, the favors done, and the significant number of times it was done require an expedited investigation by a special prosecutor immediately.
Greta, explain first what a special prosecutor does and what are the odds that one actually gets appointed?
Probably zero. And a special prosecutor is someone that's appointed by the Attorney General of the United States to investigate something, usually when the Justice Department has a conflict of interest or something like that, and they've already declined to prosecute via James Comey, the FBI director's recommendation. It's different from an independent counsel, which we no longer have. That was Ken Starr. That was someone who was appointed by 3 judges, and that's further removed from the Justice Department. Look, there's a lot of reason to be curious and suspicious and everything about the emails. But I don't think we're going to get the answer through a special prosecutor, because I don't think that Loretta Lynch is going to pick up the phone and appoint a special prosecutor when she's already decided she's not going to do anything about it.
In the meantime, we have these emails we're talking about in recent days that appear to show some conversations between folks at the Clinton Foundation and the Secretary of State or her office, other people related to her, some kind of go-betweens. And one of these issues that we keep focusing on is this meeting of the Crown Prince of Bahrain. We now have pictures of the meeting when they eventually got together. It looks like, from the appearances, from what we can see and what we know so far, is that efforts to go through the State Department to meet with her didn't work, but efforts to go and have a meeting with her through the Clinton Foundation did work.
Yes, I think that's probably pretty clear. Now, what has never been established is that she did any favor for him other than meet, which is a very important distinction. I mean, there's no one is saying that, at least not right now. But, the thing is that the 2 emails that you're talking about were from Doug Bann, who's attached at the hip to Bill Clinton. Everybody in Washington knows. And it went to Huma Abedin, who's attached at the hip to Secretary Hillary Clinton. And it came with, he's a good friend of ours. Wink, wink, nod, nod. Meaning, can you get him a photo op with the Secretary of State? But he got his photo op. As far as we know, there were no favors, no policies, nothing associated with it. But look, he gets his picture taken, he gets to bring it home, he gets to put it on his desk and show all the world leaders, look, I'm pretty tight with the Secretary of State of the United States. So that has value to him.
And as you and I know, access is everything in Washington. In the meantime, I want to make sure we touch on this poll, because at least it seems like the public is a bit skeptical about this, as much as her campaign says it's nothing and it needs to go away. Has she been honest about how she handled the email while Secretary of State? 64% say no, 27% say yes, and yet Greta, in almost every poll, she continues to lead.
Yeah, absolutely. But the same thing is that people say they don't like Donald Trump's language, yet all his supporters are quick to support him with passion. Go figure. These two candidates, in spite of some of the scars that they each have and some of the problems that they each have, still have great passion on their side of the aisle. So, I'm not surprised by these numbers. People don't trust, I think, either one of them in a lot of ways. So, we live in strange times, Shannon.
Yes, we do. All right, Greta, we'll see you 7 o'clock Eastern tonight for On the Record.
Thank you.
All right, what happens?